Hello, hello, how's everyone doing? Come on in. Yes, I am going to say come on in finally. I normally don't say that, but the glare from the back of that window is hitting the screen. I'm going to have to move over and be over here on the side so the glare don't come through. So come on in, everybody. So as you read the title is How to Select a Child Care Center for Your Child. My name is Miss Sam. I am the owner of a child care center located in the city of Cleveland, the state of Ohio, on the west side of Cleveland to be specific, because if you're looking for care in Cleveland, our city is divided by the east side and west side. Some people are willing to travel from east to west or west to east to get care for their children, but it's very rare that they are willing to do that because of the distance barrier. So it typically takes about 30 minutes to travel from west to east or east to west. That's if you're taking the freeway or if you choose to take the street. We are a child care center that provides child care services for children ages birth to 12 years of age. I am an ODE and VDOD. I'm a ODE, Ohio Department of Education, and a VDOE, Virginia Department of Education teacher. Somebody is screaming. Why they're screaming, I don't know, because it's lunchtime. And so that makes me want to stop the live. But I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going because they should be eating and they should be resting. It's one of those days. It really is. And then the child that's screaming, I even asked him, like, are you sleepy? Are you hungry? What's going on? Like, I haven't seen this behavior in them in so long. But one of the things that you should look for, let's say that you're new to a city and you're unaware of where to even start. The first place, hi, Emma, hi, Nick. The first place you should start is asking people that you work with who have children. Where do your children go to school at? That's where you should start first, asking the people who you work with. And then you want to, hello, Dance, hello, Ava. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. So you ask the people you work with first, and you ask them where their children go. Ava, I don't celebrate Halloween. So if you do, you might want to leave. And I've been very clear with people on this. This is not the channel for Halloween or anything related to it. Okay. So you want to get out a piece of paper and a pen right now and take notes, because I'm going to give you detailed things on how to find a school for. So you want to first ask the people who you work with where your children go to school at. And then they're going to give you some names. You're going to write down those names. You're going to also look on state websites such as departments of jobs and family services. You're going to see, how to find, you're going to Google how to find child care centers in your state. So, for example, how to find child care centers in Michigan, how to find child care centers in London, how to find, or country, how to find child care centers in the city of Cleveland, right? And so you're going to put all of that down in the Google search, and Google search is going to give you back a resource. And that resource should be a valid resource. So then you have to think about, what are you looking for as a parent? So I have 4 children. I was always looking for if the center was safe, if the center was clean, and did they educate my child? Like, did the other children look happy when I walked into the center? Did it really look like they were learning? And so, hello, everybody. Thank you for coming in. This is Taylor Active Learning A-Learning Academy. We're talking about how to find a child care center. The first thing you need to do is ask the people you work with. The second thing you need to do is Google. how to find a child care center in your specific city. So how to find a child care center in X. X would be your city. And then after you put that information in, it's going to spit you out a link that you then need to click on and do some more research. The next step I told you that you needed to do was, hello, Aaron, I think that's how you say it, is to think about the things that you're looking for in a center. So what specifically. Okay, so you're in Buffalo. So how to find a child care center in Buffalo. How to find a child care center in the state of New York. I would put those two questions in. I would not use Chat GPT, and neither would I use any type of AI. I would go straight to Google, because people have websites, states have websites, and they use SEO to optimize the site to give you the information that you're looking for. So you want to go to a credible source. And unfortunately, I don't think that AI is credible, because you're telling AI what you want it to tell you. So, for example, you're saying to AI, give me this information. And based on how you respond to the AI, it gives you the information back. And the more people who input the same question, you improve AI's intelligence. So by you going to AI, you're improving AI's intelligence. And there's a difference between when you go to AI and when you use your brain to do it, and then you're able to get the answers. So you're going to then look for safe, clean. If those are on your list, are the teachers knowledgeable? Oh, Sammy, you're not allowed to have AI. Yeah, I don't like AI. Are you looking for degree teachers? I'm a degree teacher. I have a master's degree and I have 2 bachelors. I do not have an associate's. So do you want the teachers that's teaching your child to have a degree? Are you okay if they don't have a degree? Are you okay if the teacher only has an associate's degree and they're teaching your child the basic information? So what are you looking for? Okay, bye-bye, Miriam. Have a great day. Thank you for coming. Please make sure you subscribe to our channel. And so if you're looking for that, those are questions you need to ask for it. Now, when I walk into a child care center, it cannot smell, because my child is coming here, and you need to make sure that your facility is clean. It needs to smell good when I walk in. Even here at this facility, I can walk in a room and I'm like, somebody boo boo, who boo boo. I'll open a door to let the air flow through the room and to get the smell out. So, are you looking for, if smell is really big for you? Okay, how do we get rid of this smell? How is it? Air fresheners throughout the center. Okay, so the smell is gone. There's no smell in the center. Let's look around. Do you see children's work posted? Do you like the layout of the room? Do the people seem friendly when you go in? Are they rude? Did they welcome you? Did they speak to your child? Did they ask for the entire family to come in for a tour? Because money should not be the first thing you talk about in any educational situation. And this is coming from someone whose children have gone to the top schools in their county. Like, my children have gone to the top schools in my county, because I don't play with education, because I'm educated. So I want my children to be educated. So, what is your curriculum? Do you see other people's curriculum? Do you see other children's work being displayed in the hallways? Are the teachers friendly? Did they welcome you? Did they acknowledge your child? Your child will be there in your absence. Did they seem friendly? Did your child like the environment? Your kid can go into a school and they'll start crying, and that's the end of it. They don't like it. I don't. Okay, there we are. Sorry about that. So if you go into a school and your children are crying, they don't want to be there, and they're not. Context you're speaking. So I'm talking about how to find a child care center for your children. Do you currently have children? I'm waiting for your response. So I went through a list. We are a child care center located. Oh, you don't have children. Are you a business owner? So I was saying that There are several steps that you take when finding a child care center. You ask people you work with. You look for center. You go to Google and you put in, child care centers in whatever your city is. So child care centers in X. You might want to write these down. Yes, second hand car. Oh, okay. So you own a business. Okay. So I'm a business owner as well. You might want to check out my other page and subscribe there. That is actually where I put all my business info. My background is business. I have a master's of business administration. I have a bachelor's of science and education where I teach business and marketing education. So you may want to subscribe to that channel. It's just simply Shyla _. So it's SHI_LAMASSEY. And on that channel, I talk about all things business. Currently, there are videos posted about, are you a liar? Registering your business with the state. There are videos on that site about, being persistent. So no matter what goes on, you keep moving forward. And I know as an entrepreneur, it gets difficult. There are times when you want to give up, but you can't give up. So I would recommend that channel. This channel is specifically for individuals who have children, who want to learn just about the latest toys, about our curriculum that we use here. We are located in the city of Cleveland. That's in the state of Ohio. And so going back, I do have a bachelor's of science in education. I have a Virginia Department of Education and a Ohio Department of Education certificate to teach. So we are currently, if you hear any noise in the background, it's because today is a really off day for one of our students, and I don't know why. It's almost as if the student has reverted back to day one when they first came to our center. So I asked the student personally, I'm like, are you tired? Are you hungry? What's going on? Because right now it's one-on-one and lunch is passed. So a lot of that can deal, a lot of that can basically deal with that. So yeah, that was our phone ringing. But so once you Google childcare centers near me, you ask people you work with, where do their children go to school at? You also look at the site of recommendations of centers. You go tour the center. You make a list of the centers that seem near you. You never ask the money question. Money question is the last thing on your list to ask, because honestly, if you have a child, there shouldn't be an amount that you're willing not to pay for your child to have a great education. So asking about money and those sorts of things and information, that is the last conversation you have with anyone. And so you call the centers, you schedule tours. Make sure you write down the dates and times of your tours with these centers. So when you write down the dates and times of the tours with the centers, you put that in your schedule so you know. It is good that the entire family goes on the tour. So what does that mean? That means you, your significant other, the child, anybody that has a decision that they're going to make about your child and how they are educated in a birth to 18 years of age educational environment, they should be on the tour with you. And this applies actually beyond 12 years of age. Everyone who can make a decision on where this child is going should be on that tour. And one of the things that I said is, I'm really big on it smelling when I walk into a center. So if it smells, it's like, we can finish this, but I already made up in my mind, my child is not going there. So for here, I'm really big on making sure that it's cleanly. We clean up behind each diaper change. We spray with bleach and water. We use soap and water. We use bleach and water on toys so children stay safe and healthy. When children arrive in, they wash their hands. I've even had families when their children want to play with toys and they're on a tour. I say, our policy is that, they wash their hands first. If they're in the infant room, everyone must take off their shoes. We do not have a policy where we walk around in shoes in the infant room, because the infants are typically learning how to crawl. They're on their hands. touching the ground. They're picking up things, putting it in their mouth because they're learning what their world is like. Remember, an infant has only been here for so long. So they're learning from their environment. They're learning from us. So in our infant room, you have to take off your shoes. If you can't take off your shoes, you don't come in the infant room. And if your child is in the infant room, they wash their hands as well. We wash our hands when you enter into the center. We wash our hands after the bathroom. We wash our hands after we come outside from on the playground. We wash our hands before lunch. We wash our hands after lunch. Anytime we put our hand in our mouth, if it's snack, breakfast, we wash our hands. So we wash our hands before we put our hands in our mouth, and we wash our hands after we put our hands in our mouth. So those are things, what does the meal look like? We serve a lot of organic fruits and vegetables here at the center. Why? Because I eat a lot of organic fruits and vegetables and feed my children a lot of fruits and vegetables. We use ProCare. Do they have a child care management system at the center you're looking at? How would you communicate with your child? Are there cameras? And I know that's a concern of many parents when they're looking for child care. Are there cameras throughout the facility? There are cameras in every nook and cranny. There are no blind spots here. And if there is a blind spot, my question to you is, why are you over there with a kid? And then I have second thoughts about why you should even be employed here. And so now you're on alert. We are a family. Is this a family environment? Do the children seem happy? Do the children like it here? Do the employees like it here? Are they happy? Like, is the owner approachable? Is the administrator approachable? Like, are these, and sometimes you won't meet the owner, but are these individuals approachable? Do they seem friendly? Because these are the people that are going to help you with your child. This is the body of knowledge that will be able to take your child to the next level. We have gotten several families in with autistic children. We have been able to help these children where they are thriving. And when I say thriving, they are thriving. They go to the bathroom on their own before they hit 3. They know their shapes, they know their colors, they know how to read. Like, they are really thriving. And for us to be able to accomplish that is such a blessing from God. It truly is a blessing from God. And I'm so thankful that we have been able to impact so many lives in that way. But is this a family? Now, everybody's family is different. What you think is family is different from what I think is family. So let me explain what family is. Family is a set of people who are there to encourage me. They are there to tell me when I'm wrong, and they're there to care for me. They are there to tell me, they are there to give me the social and emotional tools that I need, that when I leave, I'm confident in any situation. And what does that look for a child? What does that look like for a child? The child is not crying when they come to the child care center. The child gives the teacher or the administrator a hug when they come. The child looks out for other children who come in and maybe they're having a bad day or the morning didn't start off right. That's what it looks like, and you are able to see that. You're here on a tour and the kid's face lights up with a smile when they see a certain individual. All of that is priceless. There is no amount of money that you could pay for your child to have that type of experience. When every kid is treated as if they belong. That's a family, right? You can't have a family and you pick on one person, you say you don't belong in this family. And so here we are a family. And if you feel that maybe if you are not comfortable with being in this family, you typically don't last long. And that's the truth. And there are other options for you. Maybe you're not looking for a family environment for your child, and you have a different set of values that you value and you want for your family. That is okay. But most people looking for care is because they don't have a family. They don't have someone who would be willing to step in to, fill in for the people who are not able to do it. That is their blood family. And so here, that is a huge piece. We are a family. We treat everybody with respect and dignity. When people need space, we allow them to have that space. We give them the space that they need so that they can thrive. Is the center rated that you're looking for? Believe it or not, every center in your state is not rated as the highest quality. And just because they charge $500 or $600 a week for your infant does not mean that it is a quality center. That does not mean that. That does not mean that they have a curriculum either. It could be a Montessori back setting and your child is not developing, they can't handle Montessori because maybe cognitively everything is not up there for your child. And that's okay because why? Everybody is different. Everybody is different, but it's being able to find the center that is the good fit for your child. And are you willing to drive the distance? I always looked for centers that were near my job or centers that were near my school, and preferably the center on my college campus. Why? Because you're serving a population that values education. You're saving an entire population. You're on a college campus, and everyone on this campus values education. That's why they're in school. So you can't have a childcare center that does not have the latest technology, that does not have a curriculum for children. You know, the teachers are not well educated because you're dealing with individuals who are, one, educated, or two, pursuing education. So my children always went to centers that were, when they were younger, that were on a college campus or near a college campus. Sometimes you can't get on the college campus because the waiting list is so long. Hello, Simrus World. How are you today? Thank you for joining. Make sure you subscribe. Hello, hello, hello. I need to learn how to do these hand movements. How do I do that? I need to learn how to do that. But I'm saying hi. See, I did the hand movement. Hi. So make sure you subscribe to our channel. Here we are a child care center. We go on field trips throughout our state. We serve children birth to 12 years of age. We are a gold rated center within our state. We use a step up to. Oh, okay. Did you like it? Now's the time to be truthful. And it's okay if you didn't. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, and thank you so much. I'm glad that you enjoy, and I appreciate you. You know what? You bring up a good point. Some people, we're not petty here, and I'm not petty, but anybody who has come in here and helped us achieve a goal, even if it was for several hours, one day, several days, whatever it may be, I want to say thank you. No matter how it ended, but I do appreciate you being here to help us fulfill our goal and to serve our families. You know, I think about that often when I pray. I always pray that yes, I'm from the U.S. I am so thankful for people who helped me achieve my goal. I am so thankful. Everyone who shows up to help me serve the families that we serve. So I just want to say thank you. I appreciate it. I thank you for subscribing to the channel. I thank you, for tuning in. I hope the information that you learn on this channel or you see will help you with your child. Oh, thank you. I hope we reach 1K too and 4,000 watch hours. I've been trying to go live more frequently so people can see, and post so people can see what we really do with children to show the difference. This week, we had the pleasure of going to the national park, which is the only one within our state. This was their first time. We went on a hike. We actually got lost on the hike, but to get lost with somebody who's never gone, like that is just a great feeling. And to expose them to something they've never seen that's only 30 minutes from the city, because majority of the children we serve come from an urban environment. And it's not probably what you've seen traditionally on YouTube. It's culturally diverse. We're on the west side of Cleveland, but it's still urban. So we have some of the same issues, if you look up the census information, that you would see plague other urban areas throughout America. But to be able to expose them to things, I tell them all the time, my goal is to expose you to as much as I can while you're with me so you can figure out what you like and what you don't like. And so one of the things we did this summer, they all learned how to play tennis. And And I said, we got to go out there. You got to do it because you got to figure out if you like it or not. And if you don't like it, that means you don't play tennis no more. And you can officially say, no, I played tennis. I spent the whole summer learning how to play tennis and playing tennis. I do not like tennis, right? And then one of the kids that learned how to play tennis this summer, the first part, they love the fall, the Brandywine Falls. They were so excited. Ooh, then when it's time for the hike, oh, I don't want to do this. And I'm like, so I learned that you don't like outdoor activities. You don't like physical activities. And they kept saying, oh, well, congratulations to you. And what exam was that you got a 99% on? That's really good. I'm proud of you. If you never heard a stranger tell you that, I'm so happy for you because you were able to share that information with me. So I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. I wish you much success. And that's just the beginning. Keep up the good work because hard work does pay off. I am living proof that hard work pays off. It really does. I mean that. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. That's good. Keep going. Keep going. So, oh, you threw me off with the exam questions. So, yeah, if you're just coming in, this is Taylor Active Learning A&M Academy. We are a child care center located on the west side of Cleveland in the state of Ohio. We serve children ages birth to 12 years of age. We have several programs. We have a curriculum. Our curriculum is creative curriculum. That is the same curriculum that my children used when they were in school. The reason why I like... Oh, wow. Well, congratulations to you. That's a huge accomplishment. So what are your goals? Like, what do you plan on doing? Like, what do you see yourself doing as an adult to take care of yourself? I understood what you were saying. So what do you see yourself doing to take care of yourself as an adult? So we serve children ages birth to 12 years of age. Our specialty is really school agers. We spend a lot of time taking our school agers during the summer and on their breaks, on field trips. If you look at our YouTube feed, we go skating a lot. We have been trying to go to the national park for 2 years, and it finally worked out. And it was a beautiful day. Literally, it was a perfect day. The sun was out like it is now, which is why it keeps getting dark and light. Hello, Noral. Did I say that right? Thank you for joining in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Here we talk about all things childcare. So if you're not, I also have another channel called Glistening July. That's GLISTENING JULY. And on that channel is all things hospitality and tourism. So anything dealing with travel. I've been to 21 out of 191 countries. I've been to all 39 states I've been to 39 out of 50 states in the United States. And then I have a channel that talks about business because my background is business. So, hello, Elsie. Did I say it right? Elsie? Did I say welcome? Thank you for coming in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Is it Elsie? Did I say it right? Yes, Elsie. Okay. All right, Elsie. Come on in. Are you a teacher? Do you do anything in childcare? Yes, okay, well, come on in. So we use creative curriculum here. We are a gold-rated system school. In the state of Ohio, we have a system called Step Up to Quality, which is part of some act through the federal government. And it was a 1 to 5 star rating. Now it's just gold, silver, and bronze. So we are a gold star center. Other states have similar Step Up to Quality programs for their child care center. We serve children birth to 12 years of age. We are located on the west side of Cleveland. Our city is divided. So some centers are on the east side, some centers on the west side. There is a river that separates us. But I am an Indian. Are you an Indian as in Asia? I think India is in Asia, right? Or is it in Africa? I think it's in Asia. I think the main continent is considered Africa. But, because some people say they're Indian and they Native American. That's another conversation for another day. Okay, you're from India. Okay, what part of India are you from? So is your goal, so do you want to be an engineer? Do they still have the caste system in India? I know that was really big when I was younger. But so many people have. Yeah, it's in Asia. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been to India yet. Um, but I just remember the caste system was really big. But with so many people leaving, I was just wondering. Oh, you're from Iraq, Nural. Did I say that right? Nural? Nural? As white as well. It's ISA officer, government professional. Oh, okay. Congratulations. So you work for the government in India, head of a district. Okay. All right. So welcome. So you must speak fluent English. But India was a British colony, right? It was colonized by British, right? I wish I could become that. Well, you will one day. Hard work always. I'm telling you. If you don't get anything else from this live, hard work pays off. I don't care what color you are, what country you from. Hard work pays off. It still pays off, baby. I understand that you're 12, but hard work pays off. Hard work. It does. Yes, your mother is right. Now, here's a complete stranger all the way in the United States telling you your mother is right. Listen to your mother. It pays off. It may not seem like I used to tell my children all the time. I said, if you work now while everybody else is playing, when everybody else got to work, you get to play. Why? Because you put the time in when it didn't matter. You put the time in when it didn't matter. And when it matters, you don't have to put the time in because you have everything you need. And that's a skill. I used to tell people they don't listen to me. And I'd be like, well, why you ain't listen to me? And because it fades away. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I teach a lot of kids. I'm straightforward. I don't lie to kids. I tell them the truth because I want them to respect me. I want them to understand that, you know, no one grows up saying they want to be homeless, especially not no little kid. You don't grow up and say, oh, I want to be an alcoholic and on drugs. No, that's not the life that you say. You say to people, I want to be a police officer. I want to be a teacher. I want to be an engineer. No, my name is not Taylor. My name is Sam. Everybody calls me Sam. Everybody calls me Sam. So, yeah. But, I thank you for coming on. So after you do the tour, look at their ratings. Look at the rating of the childcare center. Is it a gold star? Is it a 5-star center? Just because it's fancy does not mean that it's quality care. It has nothing to do with it. I have had my kids in some centers that appear to be nice, but they're not. They're not teaching your kid anything, and you don't even know it. And most of the time, you don't know it is because you don't know it because you don't know. You think because you paying all this money for your kid to go there, it's quality, and the truth is, it's not quality. It's not quality. They're not even teaching your kid the basic skill, which is to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. If you don't respect yourself, you can't respect nobody else. They're not teaching your kid how to respect. Oh, okay. Well, you have a good evening. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you. And a good luck to you and everything that you're doing. I wish you much success. Much success. Listen to your mother until you can no longer listen to your mother. That's what I would recommend you, because your mother can only see. I know tomorrow is Saturday. Probably somebody will be a different time, because your mother can only see from where her life experiences ended. And her goal for you is to go to the next level. So when you go to the next level, it's going to be in an environment that your mom can't help you. And your experiences you will have to lean into your experiences. That will be the time that you will need to trust in Jesus Christ. And I'm telling you the truth. If you do not know God as your Lord and Savior, you will meet him at that moment. Hopefully you meet him before then. But, and this is not a joke. This is, yeah. So you have to, because there's nobody to help you because you're going in unknown and uncharted territory. So, that this is good advice that I'm giving you, but it'll work out. You just got to believe in yourself. Yes, they are. They really are. And Jesus Christ died that you may have life and you may have it more abundantly. So I thank you for coming on, and I'm so proud of you. I want you to know that you don't know me personally, but I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your accomplishment. I wish you many more years of success, even when it gets hard. Just hang in there. I'm telling you, the hard work pays off. It really pays off. I just wish somebody would have told me that when I was your age. Like, hey, you should go be a doctor. Like, my life would be completely different right now if I was a doctor. But it's going to work out for you. So have a great evening. You should have been in the bed. It's almost Saturday and you up on YouTube surfing. And you need to go to bed. That's what you need to do. All right, bye-bye. See you later. So this session is about how to find a childcare center for your child. I went over a couple of things. The first thing I went over was, look on your estates. Ask people that you work with. That's the first thing you should do. And the second thing you should do is write down their recommendations. Look for centers near your job, near your school. Write down, childcare centers. You can write this down because I told y'all to have piece of paper and pen so that you would be able to be successful. But childcare centers near my school, childcare centers near my job, whatever. And when I say my school, put your name of your school in there. Put the name of your job in there. And then that's going to give you a list of centers to look at. Once you look at the centers, Google on your state, on Google. Do not use anybody else's thing. Use Google and Google childcare centers in X. X is your city. Childcare centers in X. X could be your state, right? Because typically all states, if you are in the United States, have departments of job and family services. Job and family services, the departments of job and family services throughout the United States of America, they provide you, they regulate childcare centers. Every childcare center in that state is regulated by the Department of Job and Family Services. So childcare centers in this state, and then the Department of Job and Family Services has a website that you can go on and research centers based on their location. So if a center is near you, you can put that information, like you can see what the rating is of that center. Is it a step up to quality center? Is it highly rated? I wouldn't go off reviews. Now, this is why I would not go off a review. Have you ever been to a restaurant and you go in a restaurant and the food is excellent, but you look on Google and Google says it's 4.5? And you're like, how is this restaurant a 4.5 when the food is really good, right? And so you want to know why? Because there are people who purposely go out there and they're jealous of this restaurant. They're jealous of this business. They don't understand how this business is still open, how this business has customers, how people can live like this. I don't know. I call these people miserable people because I really think they miserable, and they raising miserable kids too. And those people I typically try not to have here at the center, and I try my best to tell them this is not the best option for you. But they're miserable because who else goes out and purposely tells someone like your food was nasty? And then when that person leaves a bad review on that restaurant, I always go see what have they said about other restaurants. Because typically, if a person leaves a bad review on a restaurant, guess what? They've said that about other restaurants too, because who has time to tell somebody, if you really are a professional, that this restaurant was nasty? Nobody has time for that. So because I'm busy, and I know you're busy probably, who has time to write a whole essay about how phenomenal this place is, about how phenomenal this clothing store is, or shoe store? Nobody has time for that. So if you go to a website and you see that the childcare center has 4.5, and they're not a 5-star all reviews, then some of those reviews are not accurate. Just like it's not accurate for a hotel, just like it's not accurate for a restaurant, and you have to weed through. But how do you know if somebody really cares about their business? They immediately respond, and they respond with details, and they respond with facts. So for example, I believe on Google reviews, we're rated 3.5 because we have people who, first of all, they didn't take care of their own child, and then they want to criticize us and say something we didn't do. We have seen, when I could tell you horror stories of how people care for their children. And when I say horror stories, I mean horror stories. Your child should not have on a $500 coat, and they come in the morning and their diaper is soggy and wet. That's disgusting. And that's nasty. So you didn't think in your head to put on a new diaper on your kid. And not only is their diaper soggy and wet, but they t-shirt nasty. So the t-shirt that they have underneath the clean clothes that you put on their body, and they $500 coat, and they $200 shoes, and this is only an infant, is clean, but the diaper on them is soaking wet, and their t-shirt is dirty and nasty. That's not how you raise a kid. And so if nobody's ever told you that, I'm telling you that now. That's disgusting. So then for you to then turn around and put a review and talk about, somebody bit your kid. Well, do you even know what's age appropriate? Guess what? Biting is age appropriate from 18 months to 3. Did you know that? And there are research-backed articles that substantiate that. So if your kid is between the ages of 18 months and 3, they should be biting. Why? Because they don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to tell somebody, I don't like when you did that. That's my toy. I'm playing with it. I want my toy back. Now, if the child is 4 and they're biting, it's an issue. If the child is 5 and they biting, it's an issue. But research shows, and when I say research, I mean the National Association for the Education of Young Children, which is an accreditation body for early childhood, for early learning and care facilities. This is their research that says, yes, it is okay. The American Association of Pediatrics, right? They say it's okay for a kid to bite between 18 and 3. So for you to be a parent to come into our center and say, oh, we promote bullying because your kid got bit. No, ma'am, that's age appropriate. I've been in a situation with a kid and I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't do it. And the kid still leans in to bite, because I can't get over there in a timely manner to separate the two kids. So, I would, like I'm telling you now, like, it's okay. And then someone said that we got ants all over our center. No, we don't. We don't. And then the ant is crawling on the kid. So if you see the ant crawling on the kid, you don't care about the kid. Because if I see an ant crawling on the kid, guess what I'm doing? I'm brushing the ant off the kid and I'm trying to kill it. So for you to say that and you don't even work here, you're just a substitute, that means you don't care for kids. And I'm glad you're not here. And per our quarterly inspection, we don't have no issues. And it's funny because when I called the inspector regarding that one review, the inspector said, I was just out there. You called me about ants. So the fact that if I see something, I'm calling. I don't want to live with an ant. Why I want somebody else to live with an ant? I treat people the same way I want to be treated. I treat people the same way I want my children to be treated. I don't want no ant. I don't want no rodents. I don't want no bugs. I don't want no animals around me or my children. I don't want no animals, no insects, no bugs, no rodents, no pests around the kids that I serve. So, but then you have other reviews from families who've actually been here or people who see how we interact with children and they're like, oh no, this is a quality center. I know it is. It's cameras everywhere. You can't do nothing here. And we don't delete footage because don't nobody know how to delete it. So if you do it, you getting in trouble, you gonna be fired, and we gonna press charges against you. And when I say I mean me and the family, because you don't mistreat no kid. That kid didn't ask to be here. He didn't ask to be here. It is our goal to educate a child so that they are confident in who they are as a person. I cannot say that enough. That is our goal. That it is our goal to let them know that their purpose and their destiny is possible. Any of their dreams are possible. The only people who can stop that child from achieving their goals and their dreams is them. Nobody else can do it. It's the people who interact with that child that makes that child believe that they can't do what they say that they can do. If the people around that child tells that child, like, no, you can do this. I believe in you. Keep trying. Don't give up. That child is going to achieve it. Anybody is going to achieve it with a group of people around them. Tell them, no, keep going. Keep moving forward. That's anybody. There's nothing, even if a kid, I have worked with children who have had documented disabilities. And when they meet me, I am the first person to encourage them. But you want to know why they were successful? Because they told themselves first, I can do this. I'm a winner. I'm going to excel. I'm going to master this. This lady sounds like she know what she's talking about, and I'm going to believe in what she's telling me. I can do this. And guess what? They were successful because I was the first person to tell them, your disability means nothing. It's about how hard you're willing to work for what you want in life. That's what it's about. It's not about anything else. We've come up with this idea as a society that everybody is the same. No, I have a kid, my personal kid. They are off the chart when it comes to spatial recognition. They can look at geometric shapes and they know how to put them together without a roadmap. They can look at it could be pieces all over the floor, screws, the little wrenches you put before you put the screw in, the pieces that will come together to make whatever the item is, individual pieces. They can look at that and they can put that together with minimal intervention from a paper or directions is what we would call the paper. And they recently told me there was a math problem and nobody in the class could get it except for them. And my first question to my child was it geometric shapes? And they said, yeah. And I'm like, yeah. And their response consistently is, my brain worked like that. I'm really good at this. That's right. I believe that this child will be very successful in real estate. I believe that this child will be very successful in interior design. I believe that this child will be very successful in construction. But it's because that's how their mind works. So because they're weak in language, I don't put them down and say, oh, you're not smart enough. You're not smart. No, you are smart. You just not smart in reading. And it's okay. Just like you who watching this video ain't smart in everything. And me who talking, I'm not smart in everything. If it was, I would have been further along than I am. But some of that come from being, not listening to your elders. You know more than everybody underneath the face of the earth. And you don't. You really don't know more, because the reason why they know more than you is because they've had more time on earth and they've had more experiences with different people to show them this is how life works. So this is why they know more, and this is why you should listen to them. So if no one has ever told you, but you got to look at the reviews. You have to be able to shift through the reviews. You have to see how they respond to good and bad reviews. Do they substantiate their answer? So just as a recap, how we are talking about how to find a childcare center for your child and what are the things that you should look for. How do you find it? You have to ask the people you work with. You have to Google childcare centers in X. X is whatever city that you are in. The next step is you need to look at the Google reviews. What do the reviews say? You need to go on a tour of the facility. Does it smell when you walk in? Are the people friendly? Do they have a curriculum? How are they rated on the quality standard? You need to ask all of those questions. We are a gold rated center. That is the highest rating that you can get in our state. We are a family oriented environment here. I constantly, when one person doesn't fit into that family value that I have, I'm telling them, we are a family. We treat everybody with respect and dignity. We don't shun anybody out here. We all belong. This is the one place in your life that you're going to always remember I belonged and I mattered. And what I wanted to do was valued. That's a pillar here at this child care center. You're going to see if your child cries when they walk in, when you go on that tour. If your child cries, that's not the center for your child. You're not going to ask questions about money. Money is the last question you ask. You never ask money. A money question is not, only if you're in a poverty mindset, would you ask the question about a money. Because if you ask them questions about money, that means that you don't even know how to come up with money. Right? But this is your kid. Who doesn't want the best for their kid? So you're going to find a way to come up with the resources that your child needs. Is this like what do they do as who are the teachers? Are the teachers educated? And when I say educated, do they have bachelors? Do they have masters? What's the highest level of education that the administrator has? Is that something you're looking for? Are you okay with someone having an associate's degree? Are you okay with someone not having a degree? How long has the curriculum been around that they are using? The curriculum we have is teaching strategies. My oldest child is 24 years old. When my child was 3, he used creative curriculum. So if my child is 20, so our curriculum has been around for at least 24 years old. Does it work? Yes, it does work. My son can comprehend very well. And I've seen children who leave this program, their parents keep in touch with me. And the child is thriving. The child is literally thriving and excelling. Why? Because reading is important. How often do they read to your child? Are they reading to your child in the morning, in the afternoon? Because as a lot of people who are within the profession or who may not be, reading is the number one indicator of your child being successful in school. You have to read to a child. I had a parent here. Their child is still here. I told this parent for 2 years to read to their kid. We were reading to the kid, but the kid still needed supplemental. Why? Because this parent shared with me that they struggled in school. So if you struggled in school, it was some mishaps in the brain wires. And so you have to do what you struggled with. You have to learn how to do that for your kid. See, we got to get out of the notion that I figured it out, so you got to figure it out too. These your kids. Like, who raises a kid to say, look, you're going to have to figure this out on your own? No, you don't do that. That's not family. And so, with that being said, reading is important in birth to 5 years of age. Reading is so important. How often are they reading books to kids? How often are they encouraging kids to read books? Is there a quiet time? Is there a quiet nook in the room for children to just put themselves out of all of the daily activities or when it's center time, because children learn through play. And so that looks differently for everybody. It's not just kids just playing in every center. It's kids in, what is the word I'm looking for? Basically, it means you control what the play looks like. You give them options, right? It may be only 3 centers are open. It may be dramatic play. It may be the writing center. It may be the library. And no more than 2 or 3 children are in each center. So you control what center they go in, and you control the materials that they are using within those centers. So if you're talking about engineering, you would have all engineering books in the library because that's one of the centers that's open. If you're talking about engineering, you may have in the writing center draw an invention and give examples of what inventions are. Visual examples. Because why? Because children in preschool learn through visuals. They are not reading. It's okay to put the word underneath there, but they need to see a picture of the item. Preschool environments need to be print rich. Print rich means photos. They need photos everywhere to explain what this is, what's going on, and everything for the child. So make sure you subscribe to our channel. On this channel, we're looking to develop it more. But we are a early learning and care facility located on the west side of Cleveland. We have been open since January 27th of 2023. We serve children ages birth to 12 years of age. We have a robust school age program. So our school agers are always everywhere. Our preschoolers are always everywhere. We come participate in the arts here. We have degreed and certified teachers through JFS or DCY, Department of Children and Youth. We, we're a family environment, and we have had a lot of success. I can honestly say that. This is not the place to just drop your kid off because you're looking for a break. This is not that place. There are other centers in our city, and I recommend that you explore those options. But if you are looking for someone to give you a break, this just isn't the place. And it's okay because you have options. That's why it's more than one child care center in every city. But this is not the place for someone who's just trying to drive. This is a place where you're really, you want somebody to nurture your child. You want someone to be a family in your family's absence. But yeah, I don't know what else to talk about because I've been talking for 55 minutes and we going strong. We going strong. I am an ODE, Ohio Department of Education, and VDOE for Virginia Department of Education certified teacher. I have been teaching for 18 years. I do like children. I have children of my own. I think that a parent is the child's first teacher. I honestly believe that. And it takes all of us to work together to educate a child. All of us. It takes all of us to encourage a child. I do believe that it's important that your child feels loved and valued here at our center. And what does that look like? That's just a simple conversation when your child walks through the door. Good morning. How are you today? And I ask that question consistently to the point that children actually respond. Did you have a good weekend? Yes. Did you have a good weekend? No. They say that to me because I've asked the question consistently. Now, these are 2-year-olds and 18-month-old kids that can tell me I didn't have a good weekend. I asked it to one kid who was 2, and they said, no, I ain't have a good weekend. And the mom said, yes, you did have a good weekend. I said, did you have a good weekend? She said, no. Okay, Mom, she ain't have a good weekend. She's telling you, regardless of what you think, she didn't have a good weekend. So we have to listen to what she's saying because now she's being able to express her feelings and what she's thinking in her mind. We cannot put a child in a position where they don't express those feelings. So our children tell us if they're having a good day. They tell us if they're having a bad day. We talk to our kids. They give us hug. We hug children. Children hug. They run up and hug us when we walk through the door. We say good morning to people when they come in. We say goodbye to people when they leave. We tell people to have a good weekend, which is a dying art in America. You have a great day. Regardless if I mean it sarcastically or if I want you to really have a great day. We need to start telling people you have a good day. All right, I hope you have a good weekend. See you. Bye-bye. Smile at a kid. This kid ain't did nothing to you. Like I used to tell my students, I ain't sleep with you last night. Shoot, if you would have slept, that what you mean by that? Meaning like if I would have slept with you, you should be miserable because as much as I would have been snoring, it would have kept you woke all night long. So the fact that you didn't have to hear me snoring, calling heaven and earth down to come together, you should be happy. You should be happy to see my face. Shoot, I'm happy to see you. That's what we got to talk to kids the way we would want somebody to talk to us to make us feel like we are valued and we are appreciated. And it has to start early. And we don't have, little conversations with children here. We have adult conversations. That's probably why they can comprehend so well. And I do equate that. I talk to the children that we serve the same way I talk to my children. And my children can comprehend. And the children we serve here that stay in our program, they can comprehend as well. So, and their comprehension is very well. One kid, she gives us compliments all day. And that kid has been here since she was, I think, 5 months. The kid can tell us she like our nails, our hair. I like your shirt. I like your pants. But why is she able to communicate so well? Because we've read to her. We've gone over things inside of the book. We've discussed colors. we've discussed, you have a great weekend. You have a good evening. Okay, see you on Monday. Like all of those concepts. So when that child sees us again, in their mind, they're thinking, oh, it must be Monday. Because she told me last time I saw her that she would see me on Monday. Right? Those are how you get a kid. Those are ways to get kids to start thinking and understand that everything that's going on in their world. They're new. If they're 2, they only been here 2 years. They don't know everything. If they 6 months, they only been here 6 months. They trying to figure it out. If I put this in my mouth, what do this taste like? Oh, I don't like the taste of that. Let me put that down. If I lick this or I put this in my mouth, what do this taste? Oh, why do this feel like this? Like these is all the sensory things that little children, especially infants, are trying to learn. So make sure you subscribe to our channel. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers. Help us get our watch time hours up. All right, I'm going to call it quits. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye-bye.